All right. It's the planet where you find a spiritual crazy to follow. Just find a lunatic online to get your spiritual information from. I don't know where these people come from, man. It's like find your more crazy the better, huh? Hero worship, the hero worshiping Trump or whatever. I guess Musk is the bad guy. I don't know. I mean, Trump's a politician too, so it's like I don't know how that's a messiah. I actually want that as a messiah. A politician, man, they're supposed to like help with taxes and stuff like that. It's not exciting either. So it's bizarre. Well, some spiritual teachers have a lot of daddy issues, obviously. And they're like grown adults, and they have some major daddy issues. So yeah, whatever. Welcome to reality on this planet. It's got a long ways to go. Priscilla's here. Just hang out with the animals. Yeah, makes you just want to just pack it up and go live out in the middle of nowhere. That's probably for the best. Of course, animals are kind of crazy too, but still, llamas are kind of nuts. There's just no escape, is there? You have a pig farm, the pigs start, I guess they get hungry, they try to eat you instead. Like, jeez, they don't think anything of it. So anyway, I don't know where you can go climb a tree somewhere. The tree will probably have some issues and go against you. So, yeah, Planet Crazy. Another day in the office then. So let's see. Obviously, this coming week, just the media blitz. Yeah, some more drama. I don't know with Musk. I don't know. He might stay quiet. He kind of crossed the line, it seems. So he might. Not that you have to care. I'm not trying to go into the. Just it's entertaining to a certain level. Might as well milk it while you can. But I haven't looked on social media what's going on with that. He might just he might have advisors that tell him to shut up or something. I don't know, because it can really get bad very quickly. The contracts they have can all go away, just like that. You just watch an empire just fold right in front of you. Even if Boeing sucks, they'll find a way to get them to not suck. It's funny how Boeing sucks. That's very bizarre. They've been around forever, too. I guess sending somebody to the moon is not as easy. Well, they can send people to the moon, but they can't bring them back. And they have trouble. God, rocket science. What the fuck? I guess there's no guarantees. But I just give them a parachute and hope for the best. Anyway. Yeah, that's probably not that's not much of a space tourism. You go into space and then you strap a parachute on you. Hopefully you'll survive on the way back. And there's no refunds. And try not to get hit by a plane on the way down. Jeez. Yeah, space tourism sounds just great. God, you wouldn't think it would be that difficult. I mean, I don't know, whatever. You can fly planes up, obviously they're not going into space, but not that I know. None of my business. This is the energy of the Earth. We're just not quite ready. If we're not ready to go into space through a ship, how are you going to be ready to connect to alien beings on a spiritual level? Of course, they have all the crazies that are out there that know everything. Oh my God! Just watching that is entertaining. I don't know if it's kind of like it's worse than religion. Spirituality, metaphysics, it can be worse than religion. Like they're freaking loons. You haven't seen nothing, and they're all online, and they think they're. I guess they're fine, I guess. Sanity level is 0. Crazy. You have no idea. That's what I mean. If you try to meet somebody in the spiritual community for relationships, like you just walked into someone that's crazier than everybody else. Not always the case, but the majority, they're crazier than everybody else. So, yeah. I guess this is why people stay shut down. It sounds strange, but why so many just don't care about the metaphysical realms, the aliens? Well, you could say one reason is because the spiritual, Astro Realms, they just got tired of it. Something, or many things there did not, because, you get caught on your shit, too. It's like, hey, by the way, here you can live in the land of delusion. You're shut off from the astral realm, so you can just create whatever psycho crazy reality you want. You can do that in the astral too, but also truth is there too. It's like you can do it to a certain level, but I think something can burst your bubble pretty easily. You can say, but here you can live in whatever fantasy land you want to some level, and it can be ass backwards, but it's right for you. And I know it sounds strange saying that, but yeah, the spirit. Why do you think so many people are not interested in the spirit stuff? Many are just, not that they're not ready, it's just they just don't have exactly the best relationship with it. If that makes any sense. Yeah, it's like here, some people, as you can see, some are just gods here, right? Bezos, Amazon, whatever that is. Even Musk, I guess. So you just come here and you master the physical realm and become like a god, you could say. You might be a crazy, but you can become a god here to some level, or whatever. And yeah, it's just so how is this world supposed to evolve out of all that when so many are manipulating the shit out of it? I don't know, it's just a crazy part of the universe, basically. I mean, not to say that Astro Realms are not nuts. I would think it's worse. That's what I mean. I think it's worse there. But here you can kind of shut off a lot, if that makes any sense. You can go out and live in the wilderness or just live at home, close the door, and you're shut off from everybody else. Go live in your own little fantasy land to some level. Astro Realms, it's more difficult there. You can, but I don't know. Bubble gets bad, whatever. Yeah, some just self-indulge, destroy themselves, getting to, like, they want to be in a relationship, but again, like the worst one you can get into. I think they're attracted to just bad relationships. I guess they see it as, I don't know, whatever they got, debauchery. They don't think much of themselves. However you want to look at it. A lot of self-love issues here. Never thought of comment pro sessions. Maybe. Work. Schedule. Shop here. So, yeah, I guess I imagine many people have seen those that are attracted to the wrong crowd. No, there is a definition of that. Get used, abused, and so on. Yeah. So some actually, I think some might actually enjoy it for whatever. Like they get into a bad relationship and they just put in their mind that it's good or something or whatever. Yeah. I'm in fantasy land. Yeah, you can put yourself in a prison. So there's a lot of that going on. So. All right, we're going to Pleiadian energies. It's just kind of a break from everything else. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. screams the other Pleiadians. The fifth dimension, also connected to the sixth dimension, seventh dimension, and so on. Well, yes, many incarnate to see a darker side of themselves, and they're attracted to it. Not everybody does this, but quite a few are, yes, walked into a reality that they can't get themselves out of. And that's why it's been difficult to bring this Earth into a more higher frequency, bring it more to a balanced reality. Basically, where, yeah, you don't have so many secrets. There is mystery, yes, there's always going to be a version of that, but where the soul is not constant, there's not so much uncertainty. You can kind of see the future to some level. Obviously, you can and you can't. But so many are, yes, at a low vibe, as you can see. Or just, yeah, and that has to do with just not thinking anything in themselves. They just don't believe in themselves, so they stay at a low level and feel like that's the paradise life and all that, and they get jealous of people that are successful and all that, and they're just not quite, have enough love for themselves to achieve their highest potential. You can to some level. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be just, feeling more within yourself. It's complicated. So basically, yes, and that's the other thing, is to find what sings with your soul. So like people are looking for who are they? What is it that is not harmful to others, but what is, what keeps you going? What do you look forward? Yeah, what helps you look forward to the next day? Could be the kids, nothing wrong with that, or some kind of inner goal. The idea is not everything is going to be where you just want to wake up the next this. Not everything's that way. There's areas where the soul needs to go through challenges too. Like you have the 7-day work week, or 6 to 5 day, whatever you want to call it. And that's like, that's to bring out your talents, bring some stability there. It's for finances, but also for sharing your talents. It could be as a fast food restaurant. It could be anywhere. Yes, fast food is connected to, believe it or not, conversation. Mostly with the employees, not so much the customer base. Yeah, the employees talk, and and the energy goes into the food and goes into, so kind of the customers are kind of part of the conversation, even if they aren't. But you'd be surprised there's so many incarnated certain jobs where they can connect to somebody new and not ever think anything of it. So I'll go into all the details of that. And there is a bit of an insectoid energy, an ant colony energy, where that's part of the human, where, you see the cities of New York, see a bunch of people, it's like a bunch of ants going in different directions, but they are building something. It's not for nothing. It just, there's a constructive side of it. Yeah, but you can say there's an archon connection to it too, but it doesn't mean it has to be that way. It doesn't have to be plain, boring, unexciting. You're here to bring some enrichment into your life. But but there's areas where there isn't any. So yeah, it's complicated. But basically you just, find what works for you. Yes, this life is technically like a choose your own adventure, and many do choose the low vibes and feel like they're a king and all that. That's going throughout history. It's attracted to, just toxic relationships and not quite ready to embrace more of a lighter side themselves. Yeah, they just play in the mud and they can't seem to pull themselves out. Now, success to some level can be. Now, there's different versions of success. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be just internal success. But yes, it is. The idea is to connect more to a wider frequency of yourself. And just inner success is gold. And the idea is for others not to take it from you. And a lot of it also is what you can bring to others. It's like you're opening up doors for others, and that's a big deal. Now, others might. That's the thing. You're bringing knowledge to others, and many are shutting the door. As you can see that in spirituality, because they'd rather just sit in a circle of their own misery. They might not see it that way, but they're just not ready to come out of their box of control, or just not thinking a whole lot of themselves. So that's why it's stepping away. So if you're running a soul, it just doesn't love itself and just kind of hates itself, and it's on the surface acts like it's living the life, but obviously you connecting to them can bring another level to their evolution, and they choose not to. They just rather sit in the mud forever. And yes, they can sit in there for lifetimes and not free. It's like an inner prison, inner jail. Yes. Well, I'll go into all the details of that. Some of you have children like that, some of you have parents like that, and so on. The idea is, if you want to free yourself, it's obviously freeing yourself is not what's cracked up to be. Yes, it can be boring, but also, as long as you find some kind of inner fulfillment, that's what matters most. You'd be surprised what you're healing around you, though. So, blessings.